So, before we get to the GameCube stuff, I first have to bring up SA2 on the Dreamcast. This came out in June of 2001, but not long after, in I believe June of 2002, I don't exactly remember, Sega made the big historic deal to bring Sega games on Nintendo hardware and just multi-platform as a whole. So the first game they did this deal with was SA2, and this version brought a whole bunch of new multiplayer stuff and Chao Garden stuff, and this is how I first played it way back when. And I still think this is a great port. This game just controls so well with the GameCube remote. And the only thing I don't like about this game is the Tails levels. And yes, it's because you can't fly around as Tails, but it's not just that. His mech levels aren't like Eggman's. They just feel so half-assed and cheap and just cheap. I can't put into words. They weren't designed very well. So the only thing I dislike are the Tails levels. But besides that, this is still a great game, and I played all versions of this game now, including the Xbox HD version, which that version's good, but I still prefer it on Nintendo GameCube. Next, we have to go back a game, which is a little weird that they released a sequel first. Now that I think about it, to SA1, which this was what brought me into the franchise, but of course not the Dreamcast version. It was the GameCube port. Now, I know a lot of people hate this port, but I'll be frank here. I still think it's my preferred version. Yes, I know in terms of the way the games look, like it looks good, but they messed up a lot of the textures, and I know that now from playing the Dreamcast version, but I still prefer this version, and this is the only one of the 3D games that I ever actually got all the emblems in. I did that a few years ago. It was a lot of fun. I unlocked all the extra unlockables, and there is like so much in this game too. Of course, the Chao Garden's there, but it's not as robust as SA2. But they also put like the mission mode, which I'll admit the mission mode kind of sucks, which whatever. But they also put in a bunch of Game Gear games, which at the time was great because you could play all these classic Game Gear games on your TV, and I still think this game's like the way it presents itself. It's just cool. I mean, I think a game like Frontiers missed the mark on what made this franchise so great, because it was trying too hard to be cool, while this game, in my opinion, was just cool. And of course, you can make fun of the voice acting and all that, but people tend to forget. This game first came out in 1998 in Japan and 1999 in North America. So you'd think at the time, with games like Resident Evil, they had bad voice acting. It was just a standard, and people tend to give Resident Evil a pass. And I love Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, and all that stuff. But people tend to give those games a pass, and always shit on this game, and I just don't see why. It came out at a time where that kind of stuff was standard. So, I mean, I'm sure most fans of this franchise have played this game, but I still prefer the GameCube version, and this game has the best controls to any of the 3D games in history. I still think so. I can do a bunch of cool spin dash moves, and I don't have the best use of my hands, but I'm very skilled with this game. Next, out of all these games here, this is a game that I've just been so mixed on for years. I mean, there's a lot I like about it, but they just screwed up on a lot of different things, mostly the controls. I love the music in this game. I love the way it looks, but just the gameplay. It's like, what did they do to the speed characters? They all like just slip on ice. It feels like this is one of those games that I played often. I beat multiple times before, but like every time I play it, I think about it, and it's like, oh, like I could play that game, and most of the time I get like 4 stages in, and I just get like I just give up because I just get every mistake. It doesn't feel like my fault. It's through the fault of the game engine itself is just so bad, and I just don't know how they fucked up so bad. Excuse my language, but this game has so much potential. So I'm all for a remake or a remaster, and they fix the controls. And I'm sure there's some fan project out there. I'm sure of it, but I played both games on actual hardware, and that's how I prefer to play them. So if they were to remaster this game, I'd be all for it. I enjoy this story. It's lighthearted. It's not as like deep as the last 2 games, which is fine. Not every game that you play is supposed to be this dark plot. Basically, this is just a good lighthearted adventure, and like I said, I love the music, like Frog Force, which I'm actually about to put right here. I think is just a great track to listen to. This game still at the same time, and like I said before, this is unscripted, so if I just sound like I'm rambling, it's because I am. But this game just does make me happy still. Like it's a game that pisses me off because I know it could be so much more than it actually is, but it just still makes me happy just to a different time. I mean, this game came out in 2003, and this was the first non-port. This was a brand new game on the Nintendo GameCube, not a port of a Dreamcast game or an older game. So if you haven't played this game, I'd still say give it a shot, but you need to have a lot of patience with it, which my older age now, I tend to not have a lot of patience. So yeah, I mean that's all I have to say about that. So Shadow the Hedgehog, and I have to say this is a game that might be shocking to hear, but I always enjoyed Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, it's not perfect. It has a lot of problems that the last game had, but I thought this game was great fun because I didn't really like the 3-team system of the last game. I just liked how it was one character, and it being dark and edgy never like annoyed me. Now I see a lot of people with the release of the new movie and the new Shadow the Hedgehog game say, oh, this game's a hidden gem, but like if you're a real one, you know this game was decent from the start. Like I said, not perfect, but with all the endings that was stupid. But if you just play the game in small chunks, or you do certain missions, like I just play it, I'll get to the goal ring. And I've even played this game on super hard mode, and I think that's actually the best way to play, because in super hard mode, yeah, it's harder, but your objective is you just go through each of the game's levels, but your goal is just to get to the goal ring. So I think that's the preferred way to play. I mean, this game has multiplayer too, and I forgot to mention that the last game had that too, but I mean, it's so forgettable. But I know this game is a love it or hate it, but I hear a lot of people love it now, and for some reason it's like $100 now when it used to be $5 for years. I mean, then things change, and I know what I'm saying. I mean a lot. Again, for the 3rd time, this is unscripted. So, you have something to say about my voice and me being unscripted? Well, I explained that multiple times. I didn't feel like scripting something out just to talk about games with no gameplay, but that's all I have to say about Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, if you haven't played it, go check it out. So, next two games I'm about to show at once, because it's all the classics with these two games rolled into one. So in Mega Collection, you have all the classic games 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, 3D Blast, and Spinball. But in this one, you got CD, R, and the arcade game, which is cool to see. And this is how I first played the classic games on the GameCube. So I still think this controls well. I love the HUD of this game, the whole look of it. And if you've played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just awesome. So. And I think you think this had a lot more effort than the new collection had on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch, which I bought those on both those consoles, and I was happy with it. You could play them in widescreen and stuff, but I don't know, just something feels right about playing these classic games through Mega Collection or Gems Collection. Speaking of gems, this one was interesting because it brought a lot more obscure games. There was only 3 big ones with 6 smaller games, but I still thought this was cool. I mean, I just picked this up a few years ago, but. And it may not be the way to play most of these games on here now, but it's still a cool little trinket of the past, I guess. So, talking about, because they're bringing back the jet boards and the new racing game that was due out to be in a couple months, and this is one of those games that I've always enjoyed. I mean, I haven't put like a ton of time into it, but from what I have played, I enjoyed it. And you got all these new characters like Jet the Hawk and stuff, and Wave and stuff, and I'm just trying to remember on the top of my head. I mean, it's been a while since I played this, but a lot of people are talking about this game nowadays because of the new racing game. So. If you haven't played it, I'd say check it out. So that's about it. I mean, this was just a test to see how well I could do something like unscripted. Again, I know I trip up on my words a lot, and if you made it to this far in this retrospective, I guess, well, thank you. But I doubt a lot of people will stick through. Because I know I trip up on my words a lot, but it's just fun to talk about this type of stuff, and I kind of want to try to do maybe like collection stuff or show off some collection. So this is kind of just like a test for that. So if any of you want to see that, just let me know, I guess, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm sure I'll be working on more YouTube shorts. That's kind of my thing, because I don't have to talk as long. But anyway,